This will be a quick video on a John Deere Z425 mower that I am selling. Nothing wrong with this mower, it runs excellent, and I'll actually run it in a couple minutes here. I just need something bigger, so I've ordered a new mower, and it's time for Johnny Z to go. This is a 2008 Z425, 48-inch deck on this with a ton of accessories, and we'll kind of get into each one of those individually here. Just kind of going around, starting at the front, you can obviously see that I've added a driving light. It's a combination kind of spot and flood, so it lights up just about everything. You do have 3 suitcase weights up front, which act as ballast for counteracting the weight potentially that you would have in that bagger with leaves and debris and whatever else. You do have the John Deere OEM floor mat, also a John Deere seat cover. This seat cover does have storage in the back for, I don't know, gloves or whatever else is that you might want to bring, whenever you're out mowing. It has armrests, obviously. This armrest in particular goes down more than it should. There was a stopper here, which did break off at some point, but frankly, it's never bothered me at all. A lot of adjustability to the driver position here. There is a lever right here underneath the seat, and you can actually go fore and aft, probably around 5 inches, I think, so it'll adjust to almost any height person. The sticks themselves are also very adjustable. You can see how many placements they have for adjustments. Right now they're kind of in tall person mode, but you can certainly bring those down if you need to. You can also pivot them in or pivot them out, again, depending on where you want those sticks to be. A lot of adjustability on the deck height itself, and also very simple to do. Pull up that lever to max, adjust it between 1 inch and 4 inch in 1/4 inch increments, and then just drop that lever back down, and that's your height. Also, the pin that holds this lever in place when you adjust the height also acts as the tool that you would need to adjust your steering trim. So if for any reason this kind of gets out of whack, it never has, but if it does, the tool is on board. You always have it, so you can adjust your trim as well as adjust those levers. That tool will also work on those levers if you need it to as well. Deck is in great shape, very little rust, absolutely no holes. It's also an easy to access deck. You just grab this here, flip it all up, and there's your deck. So you can replace your belt, grease your zerks, clean it out, whatever it is that you need to do from underneath the deck. You also have a deck wash system on this as well if you like using those. Sorry, I have no idea how loud that was. I tried, but I slipped. Moving around to the controls, super easy. You have your key to start, you have choke, you have throttle, you have PTO, so blade engagement. You have the switch that controls the driving light that I showed you in the beginning, and then your hour meter. Right now at present there are 208 hours on this machine, so not a lot by any stretch. Let me lift the seat up here. So gas cap, you have a gas tank, 3.5 gallon gas tank, so this thing will mow for hours and hours without having to fill it. I did get a hole on the top of this gas cap, so I siliconed that, so there was no more hole. Engine wise, this is a John Deere Briggs & Stratton ELS 23 horsepower engine. ELS stands for extended life. So you have a higher volume cooling fan, bigger fuel filters, larger bearings in the crank. Just a stronger engine essentially is what these things are, meant for not commercial service by any stretch, but those of us that have just a ton of lawn. This year I have done extensive maintenance on this engine. We'll kind of start with the visibles. I did replace the fuel pump, that is brand new. Air filter is brand new. Both spark plugs are brand new. The ignition coils, amateurs, whatever you want to call them, are also brand new. And then I also replaced the carb. So you have a brand new carb in this machine as well. The original carb is included. It needs a good cleaning, but the price of these carbs these days is less expensive than my time. Up top, brand new battery this season as well from, I think that was Tractor Supply. It's a Traveler brand, 300 cold cranking amps. Here's all your hydros for the motors that power the rear wheels. Your hydro fluid, which is in good shape. So everything under here should be fine. This purple wire that you see is for the light that I showed you in the beginning, as well as an inline fuse for that light. Close that up. Show you the bagging system. Bagger's in good shape. No rips in the bags themselves. Very, very easy to get on and off, depending on whether or not you want to bag all the time or maybe just bag during the fall and get your leaves up. It's just these pins on this bracket kind of holds it steady, and then this pin itself makes it so this bracket can't move. And then underneath you have another pin that goes all the way through this adapter which this kind of slides, top bar here slides into this sleeve, and that's it. I've also added the OEM trailer hitch, so if you do have a garden cart or, I don't know, a dethatcher, an aerator, whatever it is that you need to tow, you can go ahead and tow with this within reason. I think the towing limit on these things is like 300 pounds. This is a double bagger. You do have a sight window up top, so you can see if it's full. Very, very easy to empty it. Pull the silicone or the little rubber guy there. 2 bags, both are, like I said, in very good shape. And it's super simple. You just lift it up and you can see there's a pivot point right here that'll detach the bag, lift it up, and then dump it on each one of the bags. On the bottom, there is a handle so you can actually pick the thing up. Pretty convenient. Tube goes in. I'll get around to the bagger in a second. Also on the bagger, you have a gauge as to whether or not it's full. So if this is showing all yellow, it's full because you're building up air pressure, meaning it's completely full. Even the tube is full, right? So kind of handy. I never used it that much, but it does work. Bagger is here. Very easy to operate this bagger. It is a single lever, which you can see right up front. It is engaged right now, so this is on, and you have a belt that comes out of the bagger housing. The plastic here is slightly cracked. That doesn't impact the performance or the belt or anything. This belt, you just simply loop around the top of this pulley. And you can see right now it's pretty taut. That means this bagger is engaged. If we go over here, pull this, slide it to the front. Now we're disengaged, and this is super loose. So you would just simply, take it off of the pulley, and then it actually has a little storage nub where you can put the belt on if you still want to leave the bagger attached, but you don't want it running at all. But you can actually just leave it like this too in the detached position if you want to. I'll attach it again. So now it's engaged. When you go to remove this entire thing, very simple. You have a single sleeve attached to the deck, and then you have this rod, which is attached to the bagger. And all you do is disconnect the pins that I showed you earlier on the bagger, lift up, and then this entire unit just attaches from the tractor. Super simple. Front tires, while we're here, great shape. No issues with them. A little bit of dry cracking, but nothing much. They don't lose air whatsoever. You do have the spindles up here are non-greasable, so you do have permanent lube up here. They work fine. Again, no issues whatsoever at the spindles. Let's see, the tires. You probably already saw those. I have 3 ponds on my property, and they are all on pretty dramatic slopes, and it got scary a couple times with the OEM turf tires. I put ATV tires on this thing. Completely and totally understand if you do not want ATV tires, because these do absolutely chew up your lawn. I still have the OEM tires. They're in phenomenal shape, and they will be included with the sale of the mower. Let's see. Oh, I forgot, brand new fuel filter, as well as a fuel cutoff switch for winter storage. You would just slide it, cuts the fuel off. So when you put in your stable or whatever it is that your winter regiment is, you'll be good to go. So that's it, I think, from a walk-around perspective. I will go ahead and start her up, drive her around a little bit, engage the mower, etc. So give me 1 sec. Okay, let's do it. Okay, hopefully that worked pretty well. This thing is fast. This will actually mow at, I believe, up to 8 miles an hour, which is quite a lot, even for contemporary, 2021 zero turns. They don't typically get that fast. So if you have a lot of property, it's straight, it's flat, etc., you can crush that. This thing goes up hills extremely well. My property is very, very hilly, to the point where winter tires are necessary, but this thing goes right up it without bogging. It'll still mow while doing so. So we've had great luck with this. Like I said, I just need something bigger. I'll pause the video for a second, and then I will jump over to the accessories and what all's included with it. Okay, here we go. This is accessories. I'll go point a few of them out. Obviously the ones that kind of jump out at you, I'm sure, are the tires. As you can see, these tires are in fantastic shape, full tread, no issues, no plugs. I've never had a problem with them. Like I said, I just changed them out for the additional traction that I personally needed. This is a brand new belt. I have not installed this. I just bought it. It's a Kevlar version, so it's stronger. That belt is fine, but it's a little bit old, so I ordered one just to have on hand in case the belt didn't make it. 2 additional air filters are included with this. Those are both relatively new, as well as the 3 non-mulching blades. Currently there are mulching blades installed on this machine. These are the non-mulching blades. These are dull. I may sharpen them before the sale. The mulching blades were sharpened at the beginning of the season, so those are good to go. Lastly, you have the owner's manual. I didn't have the OEM owner's manual, so I just printed this out, and it is the full, John Deere owner's manual with everything that it would have had, from brand new, etc., etc., as well as my own maintenance records for the machine itself. It's kind of chicken scratch, you can't see it, but what it takes, what are the part numbers, what I've done. I didn't take records of this the last 4 years since I've owned it. I just started this season, so it's kind of sparse, but it'll show you the things that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So that is primarily it. If you have any questions, please feel free to private message me or reply to the Facebook post. Hopefully you watch this video in its entirety. It should answer every single question you may have about this. For the right buyer, I am happy to deliver this machine. Not a huge fan of tire kickers. I mean, if you're looking at a mower like this, you know exactly what it is, why you want it, etc. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. This is located in Richmond, New Hampshire, right across the Swansea border, like less than a mile from Swansea on Route 32. So pretty easily accessible no matter where you happen to live. And that is about it. Final little walk around. I'm about to crush that PBR. It's the only thing wrong with zero turns is you can't drink while you're doing it because both hands need to be ready. And I've never bought a beer helmet. That's it. Appreciate you watching. Take care.